Coffee with Andy and Tracy.
You just look like a giant head.
Hi! We're in Melbourne, heading back to our boat in O'Galley, which is a neighborhood of Melbourne. This is, I think, our last provisioning run.
Yes, it's definitely.
But a surfboard fell into our rental car.
We gotta leave before we have to provision again.
Oh my goodness. Kids are out playing on the beach. Tracy ran home for a you were there 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
She was in Georgia for 12 hours for an orthodontist double appointment. And we're heading down to Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale to do our crossing based on the way the weather's looking and the winds are looking. So today is Tuesday.
Yep. The 28th.
Possibly this weekend we're going to be in the Bahamas.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Sorry, welcome back. Okay, there we go. I need to turn this down a little more.
What the
Got it. I got it.
music?
Yeah, there we go.
It doesn't turn on there.
I got it. And it does right here.
Okay.
So, hi. We've hung out with Sailing in Faith for the last week, and it's been awesome. The kids have had a great time. They're out playing on the beach right now, or were just a little while ago. It's been good to hang out with Steven. I'll do a quick video later this afternoon before we leave of his progress on the hardtop. It's kind of like Mom made shake and bake, and I helped, because all I've done is stand around and
Look pretty.
And I'm magnificent at that.
I saw a T-shirt yesterday that said, "This is my arm candy T-shirt."
Okay. Did you get it for
The
me?
candy needs that. No, a dude was wearing it. Was I supposed to mug him?
My husband needs that now. So this is getting real. We've got our click to clear paperwork started. We've got all of our custom stuff coming back in the country for when we're ready to come back submitted. It's going to happen.
They haven't flagged us for having like illegally foreign-born children on the boat.
Not that I know of.
Oh, they're back at the other. Okay, they're back at the marina.
Oh, perfect. They can help us shuttle out to the boat. So I'm going to get requests for all of our videos for my head to be like this. This is like the Wilson thing. It was a show in the 90s called Home Improvement, and the neighbor, you only saw this much of him the whole time.
But he gave great advice.
He gave the best advice, didn't he?
I always wish I had a neighbor like that.
We've had some awesome neighbors over the years. Chris Farron, Chris Bridges, Andrew and Ashley. Stuart Farron. Stuart Farron. And we did.
Hold your phone.
It happened again. I'm just going to hold it.
The whole way from Georgia to here, when I was watching TV yesterday, my phone never fell. I mean,
She was not watching TV.
When
She was
I had
navigation.
my phone up there for navigating, it never fell.
It was for navigation completely. Yeah, that's what we're going to stick with.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I'll adjust it and see if it holds better like that.
Yeah, it fits down in that groove. Now I look like a little head.
You look like a big head right there. Woo! The color is like,
I always look red.
I'm super tan. Super tan man.
Was that guy George, the actor? George. If anybody knows his name.
Put it below. Put it below.
He was just famous for his
Hamill.
tan. No. That'll come to me.
The
Was it
finest
George?
Corinthian leather. Because he advertised for Dodge or Chrysler.
I don't remember. I mean, he didn't roll boogers like Matthew McConaughey for Lincoln, did he?
I mean, Matthew McConaughey can roll a booger for like an hour. Rolling it around. And people would probably watch that on an OnlyFans page.
Ew. Well, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I have to get behind that. And in front of it.
Easy.
We're going over the Indian River here. We're going over the bridge that we were told we wouldn't fit under.
I don't know why. That was a stressful day. I don't know if we've ever talked about it. I don't think we have.
Maybe we won't.
Sure we will. Let's talk about it now.
Okay.
Leaving Titusville, it was trying to route us outside through auto route, and it kept stopping. Florida's weird on the ICW. There's a bunch of power lines that come right down over the ICW, and outside of the channel, they drop down to like 38 feet.
The power lines.
The power lines. And then several of the bridges on all the forums and Waterway Guide and ICW Cruising Guide and on Navionics, people said, I have a 62.5 foot mast and had all the instruments cleared.
Wiped it clean off the top.
So we're stressed out. We're trying to figure it out.
But to go out and around was 100 and something miles for a 30-mile trip. We had to go back up almost to
St. Augustine.
no, to Daytona,
Okay.
outside, out around Cape Canaveral, which is a cape, by the way. Plus there was a rocket launch, so we would have to go out even further.
Right.
Like, it was just not
It was going to have to be
agreeable
like
to go
a couple of 100 miles actually with going outside of the launch window boxes. So we're coming down. There are 3 bridges in question and one power line of the 3 that we had to go under that some people said that they had clipped.
There's no way anybody clipped that power line.
No way at all. We contacted the previous boat owners. They had been through a couple of times. They checked their logs. So we're making our way down and feeling a little bit more confident each one we go through. and felt like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and stepping on the blocks and progressively getting closer and closer to the goal. But
or the shore end.
Or the shore end.
Because the bridge that was in question is right here, like at our destination. So if we had gotten down here and couldn't get under that bridge,
it's only like,
then we would have added how many more miles to our trip, right?
the final bridge was only 3 miles from our
Right.
final destination. We're one bridge in, we're one power line in. We go through the NASA Causeway Bridge, which is a double bascule opening bridge like this, and they're building a 65-foot flyover bridge over top of it. And I called the bridge tender, talked to him about the bridge they were building behind him. It's not 100 feet behind his little bridge. Like, can you tell me what the height is on that? Because it's not on any of the charts yet. And they've just placed that. Well, I've been told it's this, but you can't hold me to anything. He stops traffic, he opens the bridge, lets us through. It's 2 lanes on one bridge, 2 lanes on another.
Okay, when the cop gets over and lets you by.
And we're right in the middle of the first 2-lane bridge, and he throws on all the red flashing lights and the stop sign pops out. I've never seen that on a bridge.
Yeah. And horn blaring and yeah.
That was a rough transit.
So, in short, it scared the crap out of us both. Like, there's nothing we can do about it at that point. We're committed under the bridge. Like, you can't just turn around.
And he started dropping the first bridge right when we were under it.
Which is completely illegal, by the way. Yeah. So, I guess the only saving grace is I looked up and none of the workers on the tall bridge were, like, reacting to anything.
Right.
Like, if we were going to hit the bridge, surely they would have been, like, trying to get out of the way, or, hey, you're going to hit the bridge. Like, they just weren't even reacting. Yeah. So we get under the bridge. You usually call and say, okay, we're clear of the bridge, so they can start closing the bridge.
That was moot because he was already, the
Closing
second
the
one
bridge.
was already closed.
Right.
By the time we
Cleared the
breakwater.
tall bridge because we threw it in reverse and tried to at least slow ourselves down from irreparable harm, if possible. So Andy's like, so the horn that you blew, was that like, what was that? those are just the rules, sir. Well, we're all still trying to figure out whose rules and the rule for what. I mean, all I can figure is it's protocol when a bridge is under construction and not charted, because that new bridge is not charted. But
If you
warn
know,
somebody that that's going to happen. So yeah, if you know what the rule is and whose rule book it came out of, I would love to know.
and if you have the private number of that bridge tender at the NASA Causeway Bridge, put it below. We're going to sign him up for a Chewbacca contest. The best, call this number to win $10,000 for your best Chewbacca roar.
Yeah, so we had to pull over and anchor after that to get ourselves together
Yes.
and just make sure that well, that's when we called David and Stephanie about the height of this bridge, because it was like, we're this far, like, do we just spend the night and go back around, or do we proceed from there? So yeah, that was a good time.
It's okay. We made it. But we lived.
But did you die?
But did you die?
So yeah, here we are. We've had a beautiful week here in wherever we are.
Oh, galley.
Satellite Beach.
Satellite Beach. Oh, galley. Oh, galley.
Oh my God, just stop. And now we're headed south.
Oh, and this is a world-renowned training center for kayakers. And we've met some really nice, I've talked to some of the Danish kayakers and some an American or two. There's German teams here, hundreds of them here.
The Canadian team's here. They're canoers and kayakers.
Canoers and kayakers. And if they're not rowing on the river for about 4 hours a day or in the canals, they're running, they're working out at the gym. This German kayaker rowed really close to the boat yesterday, and I said, hi, good morning to you. And
Did you say Guten Morgen?
I did not. All she did was clear the phlegm out of her mouth and spit right towards our boat.
Yeah, those girls are large.
Nick's like, maybe she didn't understand you. She understood just fine.
Maybe she opened her mouth to talk and choked.
It was not a no-see-um or a gnat or anything like that. So we're getting close, guys. It's going to happen.
And if it's going to happen,
It's going to happen out there.
it's going to happen out there.
So if you haven't yet, smash that like button, subscribe, clean up after yourself, spay and neuter your pets, tell your friends and family you love them, and we are out.